I just want somebody to talk to. Someone that's on my mind. I want something.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Piggybank podcast where we give you our 3 cents.
3 cents.
All right, y'all. So today we're going to be talking about parenting.
Yep. And I just want to get straight into this because this is something I just have a lot to say on based off of how
Facts.
I was parented. And I always grew up looking at how my mom was parented and being like, okay, I'm happy she didn't do what her mom did. But then I look at what my mom did and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do what she did when I'm parenting my child.
Yeah, no,
That part.
I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think about like thinking how my mom got parented because, girl, when my mom told me about like, y'all know my tata, like she's just a sweet little Arab woman. But when they like came over to America, they didn't know anything about it. So my mom like didn't go to prom. She didn't do this. She never got to go out, like not makeup, like nothing. Like,
Same. Exactly same. And honestly, I know that's why some of the things that my mom did with parenting me and even my brother's dad, some of those shaped me or shaped the way that they parented based off of like how they grew up. I can see the things where they were like, okay, my mom did this, so I'm not going to do this. Like my mom used to always tell me her mom would grab like a switch off a tree and like hit her with it.
Dog, I was about to talk about that. Hold on. So that kind of traumatized me when my mom told me that my grandma did that to her. Because I was just like thinking about it and I said I couldn't imagine my mom doing that to me because that's just girl, that's abuse. I don't know.
But like even in ways to like, oh, we can get into the abuse later on, but even in like ways my mom would like still like grab the first thing she saw and like try to hit me with it, and then she would think about it and be like, and you can like it's
scare
crazy.
you?
Yeah, she would try to scare me,
yeah.
but I'd even be able to see where her brain would be like, don't do that, because when you were growing up, you didn't like when your mom did that. Like she would even have talks with me after the fact. Like she would like be like, Hailey, I didn't hit you because I didn't like that when growing up. And I would always like start crying more because I'm like, girl, why did your brain even go there? Like, and I really hope I don't do that with my kids, like the things that traumatized me. So growing up, what kind of punishments did your parents give you? Because mine were weird.
No matter what my mom says or what she forgot, it was always a whipping.
Dude, why did they forget? Why did my parents forget the punishments? I would always tell my mom, first of all, my parents do not remember not letting me watch any kind of channel ever just growing up. They swear in their life that didn't happen. And I'm just going to get off topic for a second, but they literally went to this like church thing that taught them that everything in the world was demonic and bad. They're like, Beyonce's bad. The Mattel's bad. Barbie's
Mother herself.
Bad. Mattel.
Beyonce.
Oh yeah, Beyonce. Yeah. Yeah. They were like all of these things are bad. And then my parents banned it all. We literally got a Wii and they smashed it a week. They smashed it a week after getting it because they learned in church that it was like demonic. And I was like that's why I grew up not being able to watch anything or do anything.
I have something to say. I want to know if you guys relate, because I've really like never talked about this with anyone other than my sisters. But when y'all were like eating dinner, this is like, I was really young because this is when my mom and dad still lived together. But we'd be eating at the dinner table and I would get so full and I wasn't allowed to be done. Like I had to ask, I would be like, can I be done? Like I apparently
would
say, can I be full?
I would say, can I be excused from the table? I had to ask every time. I said, may I please be excused from the table? Just like that. And
I never was allowed to, though.
If I didn't ask, may I please be excused from the table? Like, it wasn't even like when I was done. It was like, if my food was gone, I had to say, may I please be excused from the table? And then I'd have to get permission. And if I didn't, I get put on punishment.
I just was never like, I was always like told that I have to eat like everything, and it was disrespectful if I went to like a friend's house and their mama made dinner or something and I didn't like
at least you got to go to friends' houses. I couldn't even I went to my first friend's house in high school in like 9th grade. I think I went to a couple once I did cheer. My mom had to let me go to their house after because she couldn't pick me up. But in terms of like willingly being able to be like, yeah, you can go over to their house, I was like in 9th grade. So
I think I got that lucky treatment with being the youngest child because my sisters had it a lot worse than me. But like with my mom, you know, like, but like when I was younger, it was definitely like I had to build that trust with her. Like we already kind of talked about this before, because I wasn't allowed to like, obviously we all had a very strict curfew. I know we also talked about that. And even like one time I came home like a little late and ooh, girl. And I was like, I was stuck at a train. Like, I'm sorry. And I got more leniency than my sisters because my sister would get like grounded and huge trouble, maybe even worse. You know what I mean? If they
I feel
like
like
did
some
something we're
people
supposed to.
can or cannot relate to this because I know growing up, like I didn't realize it until I got older that me and my siblings basically all got treated the same. Cause like my sister, she would be able to go on like movie days and movie group dates when she was in high school. I could do. My mom drove me and my sister to parties. I feel like she had more leniency on the girls though, like favoritism
Mhm.
than the boys. But like we all got to do the same thing.
Mine was definitely the
Mm.
opposite. I don't okay, so mine's weird. My mom was the same with me and my sister growing up. She was always much nicer to my brother. I think part of it was because his dad, once my mom was like, okay, you cannot be hitting my children. Let me not say too much, but he was like, that was his kid. And so my mom was always much nicer to my brother. And she was still nice to us. Like she wasn't a bad mom, but like she was definitely more like Andrew got whatever he wanted. But I think like in terms of being lenient, she got more lenient once she got divorced, I'd say. And I think
Yeah.
it was a really good thing for her because it was just, you know, father figure, toxic, like traditional parent, you know? And so that's a lot of why I was raised the way I was raised. And so that's when she got more lenient. I'm really happy she finally loosened up because I was not about to be 18 years old asking for permission for things. No, ma'am.
Well, I have a question. Y'all have like step parent, right?
Sort of. Kind
I
of.
thought you did. Oh, well, I just
Jayla's,
have. I don't know. I don't know if
you
you guys have
kind of,
like.
Jayla, you have like another figure in the house. Is it?
I don't know. Wait,
Oh,
what? I thought you.
wait, this is okay. Next
Next
caller.
question.
I was no. I was just gonna ask if you think that like a step parent coming into the house has any like say because I had my
I don't have any
stepdad.
opinion on that because
Oh,
my
I
mom,
do.
I grew
No,
up with my dad, like my step parent. So I don't really have an opinion on that.
I do. No, you don't. Honestly,
but no,
I
because what if the
I,
step
I
parent
res
provided way more than
like
the
the
actual parent?
Well, my step
yeah
parent provided my whole having a father figure, but I still
yeah.
don't think that someone has the right to come into a household and parent a child that they didn't even help produce.
That isn't yours.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
like, I think it's different. Obviously, my case was a little bit different. I think he had more of a right because I quite literally thought he was my biological father for the longest. But for most cases, you do not have any right to come into a house and try to raise kids that aren't yours. Unless the
Exactly.
child gives you permission to do that. Where I've seen step parents ask their kid if they want to be adopted by them, and that's fine.
Mhm.
That's okay, and that's actually so cute.
I love
But
that.
like,
Those are
Well, that's how I
such
am with
cute
like
stories.
my stepdad, you know, like he and my mom like got together when I was like literally 6 years old. So he was kind of like there like so long and like he like is another father figure in my life, you know what I mean?
well,
So I
then
feel
that's
like with
different. I feel like I don't think
yeah,
that's the
I
same thing as
guess.
like a step parent in the middle of like
Yeah. No,
middle
yeah.
school. Like it's way
No, yeah,
different.
because I hear like a lot of horror stories and stuff about that. I just didn't know. But
Mm.
No, getting a step parent in like in the middle of high school,
Jayla, I
quote
remember
unquote,
used to be traumatized by that boy.
even worse. Like, cause I just even now and even then, I look at this person. I'm like, who are you? I'm
To
sorry.
tell
Like, who
me
are
what
you
to
to
do.
raise me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you literally came here out of nowhere 2 years ago. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm almost an adult.
Literally back on that track, what do y'all think of like discipline? So like, well, first I want to say, because I did ask about punishments and I never got to say mine. And this is like something I feel like a lot of people might relate to, especially if you're from the islands and you had strict punishments. I had to write lines. So I would have to write like 1,000 times on paper, which the trees, poor trees, but I'd have to write,
Yeah.
I will not do whatever bad thing I did. So I will not lie. I will not lie. I will not lie. And my hand
Did you
would
go to a
be
Catholic
aching.
school?
No,
Mm.
I didn't. I just had a toxic father figure. So I had to do that over and over again. I literally, hated it. I would go through notepads in a day. And the worst thing was he worked at my school. So if I did anything bad at school and he found out, I would have to go to his office and that was in the girls' bathroom. So all my friends could see.
Girl,
I
what
would go to the
hell?
I don't know why the office was in there. It was some weird Caribbean thing, but I went in there and I'd have to write lines until the end of the day. Like it was the worst. It was the worst. I'd also
School trauma is also like this is not me talking about school trauma, but like parents allowing like this school abuse and trauma and
Oh,
discipline to
yeah.
happen. Because why was I 4 years old at Catholic school getting whooped by the teacher?
dude, we had this big stack of rulers that was duct taped. It was this, I
Yes.
kid you not,
Oh
and they
my
would
God,
hit us
yes.
with the rulers
Girl, you
in
went
the
to a Catholic
islands.
school. I don't know.
I
'Cause
didn't
they
go to
did that.
Catholic school.
Mm-mm.
I just lived in the Virgin Islands. They would hit us with
Maybe
this
it's the same.
giant stack of ruler.
Maybe it's the same.
Um, they were allowed to spank us at school. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I was like, girl,
Well,
No, but some parents felt the need that it was okay to even discipline their kids in front of their classmates.
oh
I
my
know I witnessed that as a
oh
kid.
my gosh.
I used
And
to
that
be
Or
was
like in
so-
something that I had
public.
to see.
dude, I used to be so
Yes.
embarrassed whenever
In
Andrew would
public.
get spankings in public. Like he'd be crying and it was so embarrassing. My
Mhm.
mom
Oh my
taught me to
gosh.
just walk away. I literally used to just walk away because this was happening up to when I was in like high school. We'd be in public, Andrew would get a spanking, and I would literally just like walk away because he'd be crying and my dad would be yelling in public. Like he has a really deep, thick voice too. So it'd be like, and it was so
Mhm.
embarrassing. Like I was traumatized. And like I know y'all have siblings, so whenever y'all would see your siblings get disciplined, did that ever make you like sad? I used to like cry for
Yes, it was
Andrew.
No,
scary
I
and
used to
traumatizing.
cry. I used to like go over, I just bawl my eyes out. Even when it would happen to me, like let's just say I got into like a fight with my mom or something, and I would say like let's just say hypothetically she was in the wrong. She always would bring up the fact like, "Oh, I did this for you. I did this for you." Like, and it's just
I'm
like
like,
made
"Oh,
you
you were
fe-
being a parent?"
I know, and then I would just like literally like cry and cry in my room, just like I would like sit there waiting for her to like come through the door and apologize, and like I'm just
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, it was
See,
just
Kayla,
That's
that's
such a
really,
good
I
thing
think
that you
that's
brought that
where,
up.
yeah, I was about to say that. I feel like that's where our parenting styles from how we were growing up just differ. Because my parents never apologized to me ever for anything.
I feel like as I grew up, I kind of made my parent apologize because I was just like, as I grow older and become an adult, and I'm just getting more knowledge and understanding you as a person, because this is your first life too, and you're just parenting these new lives. Like you knew nothing coming into this world, and now you're a
Mhm.
parent. So I like took some slack on you, but like you need to realize that I'm also a person too, and you need to apologize.
Yeah. I mean, I think whenever my mom was never the problem. Like growing up, she would give me, I kind of used to laugh at her whenever she would try to spank me because I was like, girl, no. Like,
or
I
when
would
they
start
yeah
laughing.
like just when they or yeah even like my mom would like pull out the hairbrush, you know, and she would like try to be like or whatever and like try to scare me, and I'm just
I
like
did not take her serious. I literally remember one time I was like, Mom, I'm not scared of you. Like I was like, what are you doing? No, because like I quite literally wasn't, which is it shows a lot about my mom and her character. But like every time she
Mhm.
tried it, I was like, first of all, I've been through much worse. I'm
Yeah.
not scared of you. And I would just start
Well,
laughing.
I'm sorry, I just thought of something funny. I'm gonna say it so I don't forget it. Um, something that this is so when I was younger and I would get into I wouldn't even just my mom, let's even with my sister, so I'd get into a fight. I I would pretend to like I'd slam the front door. I was a kid too, and I would go hide like underneath my mom's bed.
And
So
you
I'd make
pretend to run
everyone
away.
worry. Yeah, so I'd make everyone worry
Oh,
that
I
I ran
never did
away.
that. I just kind of knew
I
that's where that
did.
was going.
No, yeah,
But
yeah. I wanted everyone to be like, "Oh
wait,
my
maybe
God,
I
we
did
miss
do that.
Kayla,"
I
because I
think I
wanted
did
everyone
that
to be like,
once.
"She's gone. Let's like we shouldn't, you know, yell at her. We should treat
I
her
used
like
to do that too. I think I have videos of me. I used to go in my closet and I would just start like crying so I could use it against my family.
No,
Girl, were you
yup.
like that girl on Vine where she used the iPad to cry in a camera to send it her mom on Snapchat?
Mine is
Girl.
I literally have them in like my eyes only on Snapchat. And it's me like
Yep.
So-
Uh-huh. And I would literally make videos like I would sit there and like set up a camera and explain everything to the camera. I'm like,
Me
"Thank
too.
you."
Dude, I was like, my mom just hit me and my sister's yelling at me. I hate it here. I hate my
I
family.
hate my life. Yeah.
I will say, like, no
Trauma.
matter how much like trauma I grew up with, I'm like I'm not happy I went through that because could have been better. But
Builds character.
I will say
Definitely.
I would not be the person I am today if I didn't go through what I went through growing
I
up.
feel like if I
yeah.
didn't get disciplined, I wouldn't have an inner monologue like some people do.
I when I found out people don't have inner monologues, I was like this.
No,
I
I
want
still don't
that.
believe
I
that.
want quiet up here.
That's crazy. That's actually bizarre. Maybe
I feel like it really did build my character, like,
It does
honestly.
build character.
And I
though.
feel like I can like kind of hold. I'm still like a very emotional person. Like whenever I hear like a man kind of like raising their voice, like in that
Yeah.
that one tone, I still kind of get like, whoop.
That's why
But
we can't really like key on that whole build character because it's like one end of a spectrum, then there's like another, and that's
there's
like
like
the back
Yeah.
end.
it's
like,
long. Like I
I
feel
know
like
I still have
strong, but
anxiety and like
oh no, yeah.
No,
Anxiety
it
is a
still
whole
comes
nother
with
discussion.
the character that was built definitely comes with its trauma. So like I
Yep.
think I definitely still have like things that trigger me, or like sometimes like my boyfriend will say things because he was parented differently, and I'll be like,
Mm,
it must be nice. But like, you know,
yeah.
I think that's when it comes in with like different parenting styles. And I don't know if y'all have seen, there's this show called Parent Test. I've seen it a lot on my For You page, and they talked about the different parenting styles, which are discipline, traditional, child-led, new age, helicopter, and free range. I don't really understand free range, but I
Yeah.
guess
I
discipline
think
is
you
like,
just do whatever you want.
yeah, we were all disciplined, which that was, I guess
Mhm.
that's how we were raised. Traditional is just like mom, dad tell you what to do. It's just regular, like you parent like normal. I feel like the default parenting style.
Mhm.
Child led, that one had me bizarre. It's where the child makes their own decisions, and the child is like, and they're like, do you want to
What?
do this? And the kid's like, yeah. The kid's like, I want an iPad because I think it's gonna make me rich and make me successful. And the
Huh?
parent buys the kid an iPad. There are kids that are raised like that.
I
There are
don't
kids that are raised-
what?
Yeah.
Honestly, I see like some points of that. Like I would say a good parenting style, even though there's no set good parenting style, is like what you call it, kid led, child led, and then
Child led.
with a splash of free range and discipline, but like not physical discipline
Really?
because
That's
physical
I feel
discipline
like
is
that's
like
how you
not
raise a
needed.
brat. I don't know. That's
No,
how
that's
Yeah,
where
I'm like,
that's where like the
no.
discipline and free range comes in because I
then you can't
was
mix all the
kind
parenting
of
styles.
raised free range with
Respectfully, I
discipline.
disagree.
Me
Because
Really?
what?
too. You can't have free range with discipline. You can't
But
have
like you
No.
can,
you
because
can't
I
have
got to
child led with
decide.
discipline.
I got to decide like what I really wanted to do, but like I was disciplined as like a person. That's where my morals come in, and that's where I'm just like, oh, that's not it when it comes to like other
Well,
people.
no,
Like
that you're trying to say you disciplined yourself, but this is the
no,
parents disciplining you. You're getting
exactly.
when
I
you're
mean free
disciplined, you
range
get
as in
spanked
like
for making decisions.
decisions.
Like I got in
Well,
trouble for the decisions I made as a kid because I was disciplined. Like when you're disciplined, you are told what decisions you can and can't make.
Haley, it also sounds like
Maybe
you
I'm
might
seeing
have
this from a
had
different
like
perspective.
helicopter for a little bit there.
I don't
Because I
think
know
so.
Helicopter
well
parenting is terrible.
no, I thought
Helicopter
it was like when you're not allowed to like watch certain things, like go out with friends, like all that stuff.
helicopter is more like they're always watching, they're always with you. So they're
Mhm.
always doing everything.
Oh, and like
with
Life
you.
360 and stuff like that.
Mhm.
See,
I
like
didn't
I
have
share my
helicopter.
I share my location with my mom now just because like we're tight now. Like, but
Mhm.
like I hear like some kids now they like Life 360 their kids and like oh my gosh, I hear crazy stories about like helicopter parents. I'm like,
Dude, I'm
oh,
so
or they try to get in their lives. Like
I'm so convinced that if my mom didn't have an Android, she would have gotten Life 360. I was so happy no one ever brought that up to her because she would have been the first person on that app. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Mom, if
Parents
you're
that
watching this,
literally
I was out and
live-
about. I was
Oop.
out and about. I went everywhere. But not
Period.
till senior year.
As you should.
do y'all like what about like the scaring tactic? Because I know like this my sisters always tell me that like when they're younger like our dad like kind of made them scared, but me I mean I guess it like I always like stuck up for
You
myself
just
and
triggered a memory. Don't do that.
that's why my mom was like it's different with me because I always like stick up for myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they never did that because it was like, I don't know. Do you like get what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about like the whole parenting with like scaring tactics?
I mean, like why would you want your
scaring
kid to be afraid of you? Why would you want your
Exactly.
kid to be scared of you? And I used to
Ugh.
always say that. My dad would always
Mhm.
like yell at me, and I'd be like, do you want your children to be scared of you? Because I was the child that talked back. My mom used to always say I was rude. My dad would say I was rude because I spoke my mind.
Yes.
I wasn't rude in a sense of like, I hate it here.
Disrespecting. No.
Yeah,
it
no,
wasn't
I
disrespect.
never did that. And my mom used to always tell me, I know you're not a disrespectful child. I had every right to be the way I was growing up. I had every right to speak back. And anytime he would try to scare me, I'd be like, do you want your kids to be scared of you? I just don't understand installing fear in your children because then you grow up and you wonder why your children put you in a retirement home.
Facts.
Ooh.
Push you down the stairs in a wheelchair. Just like that.
Damn.
Literally. But
Literally.
going into that, the last parenting style we didn't talk about is new age. And that is what I am afraid of. I am
What's
so
new
scared.
age?
New
Is
age
it
is
iPad
us.
kids?
New age is what's happening now. The children now, they're parents. So pretty much us being parents.
Oh.
Like the 22-year-old
but,
that had a
like,
kid. Your friends
what
in high
I
school
hear,
that got
though-
pregnant and had a kid.
What I hear, though, okay, it depends, because I'll hear some people our age being like, when I have kids, I'm not getting them electronics till they're older. Like, kind of how like Nikki is, like Liam Brody, they play outside, they play with their toy. Like, they're not even I don't even know. Like, that's just not what it's about. But
Mhm.
then on the other side of the spectrum, there are these parents that are in their 20s that are like, when they're out to eat, here's an iPad. What?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I wish
scary.
my sister would just snatch that phone out of my nephew's hand and take him outside. That's why I loved living in Texas for that little short of time that I did, because I loved taking my little nephew outside to play in the grass and whatnot. Like, they need to experience that sort of immune system building fun, like drinking out the water hose.
I think there's like
Yeah.
a great balance, because at the same time, I'm a kid that was not exposed to outside, but I did not have electronics either. I quite literally was just sitting there with my imagination. Like, I used to always be in the room just building stuff. I had toys up till I was like in middle school. Like, I
Oh,
like to
yeah.
read?
I had
got my
toys for
first
so
phone.
long.
I didn't really read. I didn't, which is something you'd think I would do, but no. I don't know. I feel like with my kids, I'm gonna give them electronics, because it's so weird to be in the day and age we are and try to act like technology is like the worst thing in the world.
Isn't
Technology
big.
got us to where we are, and it's there. You can't
Mhm.
ignore it. It's not going away. So I'm gonna raise my kids with technology. I can do it in an educational way. There's no saying that like you don't learn from media and you don't learn from electronics, because you do. Everything you learn is from media. Everything you learn is from what you watched as a kid and what you saw
I think
around
it's as
you.
long as there's balance. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
see some kids
exactly. I
that
feel
literally
like
all they do is they're on their little iPad. They don't even interact at dinner. They don't even play. Like, I think like
There
I
is
don't know, my
balance, yeah.
childhood. I found
like
like so much fun with just like going in my backyard and playing. Like, oh
Mhm.
my God. Ugh.
a kid being able to like be on their little electronic device and actively ignore you as they're calling your name is honestly an issue to
No,
me.
that's when it gets too far.
That's when it
Like, and
gets too far.
they can't even be at a whole dinner table without it. That's too far. Like,
Exactly.
that is
But I
too
feel like it's
far.
like a healthy being able to incorporate all those things like electronics and reading and outside time and
Just
being in a
everything.
social
Yeah.
group is just like really important, because I grew up like that personally, like with the Soldier Boy and YouTube and Disney Channel, but loved reading, and I was
Not the
always
Soulja Boy.
outside. Like always
Yeah.
outside.
I feel like what age do y'all think electronics should be brought into the picture? Because I get so scared when I see 5-year-olds with phones. It bothers me more to see a 5-year-old with a phone than to see like a toddler with a phone. Because with the toddler, I know it's not their phone. Some people buy their 5-year-olds phones to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, call me in case you
I
get
would
lost so
say
you can call mommy.
What?
Sis?
once you start going to school on your own is when you should get a phone. I feel like that's when I
Okay,
first
maybe
got
like
my
a
phone.
phone, but like
Yeah.
with all the social media and stuff, I don't want my kid. I don't know how it's gonna be when
They
we're
don't need to be
older,
on social
but
media
like,
until
no, I had like I had like my sister's old iPods I used to listen to music on, and then I got like a phone
facts.
that was just like a phone, like not
Mhm.
like social media. Like, I don't
Like the
even remember
little
what age.
buttons. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
girl. Mm-hmm.
It'd be like,
I had
I
those.
had no,
yeah.
I remember when I was in 3rd grade, I took my mom's like broken BlackBerry and I took it to school
The
and pretended
BlackBerry.
I had a
pretended like I
BlackBerry.
had a phone, but no, I don't think you should have a phone that young. I don't think you need a phone till you're literally in middle school. What are you doing with the phone?
Yeah.
Honestly, I find myself really grateful that my mom made me and my sister share phones until we were in high school, because Lord knows the amount of stuff that we could have gotten into if we just had
Oh my
two
Yeah,
separate
gosh.
literally, I have
devices.
friends
Yeah.
that were in 6th grade watching porn because they were exposed to it from
Yeah,
each
see,
other.
like that's where, yeah, you're just exposed,
Oh
right?
God, that's awful.
I
Yeah,
didn't, I
like
believe, I, s-
No, literally, okay, not to trauma dump or anything, but like when I was 5, and even when we were outside, I think it was that issue of electronics being the new age and coming into kids' lives that my friend did unfortunately show that to me as a child. Am traumatized, just to let you
yeah.
know.
I remember
It's
looking,
But
I'm not going to say whose phone it was, but I remember looking through someone's phone when I was like in the 5th grade and I saw it and I was like, what? And that
so
was
no,
literally,
like
scared.
that's
oh my God.
so
I remember when
childhood.
I was actually 5 years old and some family members of mine were in a tent watching that together. And they were like, Hailey, you can't come in this tent. And I was like, what are y'all watching? And they were like, it's for big kids. And I literally am so traumatized by that day. I literally have it in the back of my head. Like, so
I don't even
traumatized.
remember, like, I remember like a little piece of my childhood, but I really don't remember anything like before like 7th grade.
Yeah.
I just what my sister always tells me that it could be like, once again, like a trauma thing, because like sometimes your memory will just get blocked out, but I can't remember like little details about childhood like other people can, and I'm like,
I mean,
or
I
maybe
can
I'm just losing
remember
my memory.
I remember
It's just certain
everything
things that
up till
trigger it.
now. Like, I don't remember anything that happens to me literally yesterday, but I remember everything from my childhood because of how traumatizing it was. Like, I don't
Mhm.
So
forget
yeah, it's
that
just
kind of
gone
trauma.
for me. It just went poof.
I feel like sometimes the new age and like technology is good because like it fuels curiosity and it gives said person the like space to search and research and grow their knowledge and know more, but at the same time there's an extent because
You
people get
sound
traumatized.
Gosh, you
But
sound like the creator of like Apple. You're like, it fuels
I'm literally Steve
creativity.
Jobs. I'm literally him.
No, but I
Like
get
the
what
way
you're
you were just
saying.
like, wow.
Like, I feel like
No,
technology
yeah, that's
did
so
get us
true.
to where we are today. So I'm going to use technology with my children. I'm going to make it
Yeah.
healthy and balanced. At the end of the
I'm
day,
so happy though.
the way that you parent
Yeah.
your kids is up to you, and you don't have to take in
Yeah.
outside forces. You don't have to do anything any right way or any one way. I'm just going to learn from what happened to me and learn from that and do better for my kids.
I'm
And just
thankful because
adjust
like
to
I
the
know lemonade
times.
mouth now and the kids know Ice Spice.
Can I just like literally people just like adjust to the times, okay? Let's not keep raising our kids like how we got, oh my gosh. Like some people keep raising their kids like, you know, even in bad ways, like teaching them homophobic things, racist things. Like, let's
Oh,
not do that anymore. Like,
let's get
that's
into
I
a whole
want to
nother
that.
add on to
topic.
that. I
No,
really
it's
want to
not.
add
It's the
on.
same
whole
topic. Literally, quite literally, that stuff starts with your parenting. Anything you teach your kids is taught. Kids don't just grow into the world and learn stuff that's around them. They are impacted by
Exactly.
what's around
Everything
them.
is taught.
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
everything
We
that a
didn't
child
talk
learns
about
is
this
from their
yet,
parents. Yeah, what?
but you like there's this topic that's like real popular on Twitter. It's just like picking your partner and who you pick to have a kid with. That is so important because that's also traumatizing. Like, come on, guys. And like, it's yeah, I can't even get into it, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead.
But no, that's so
No,
true.
but
Like, everyone, like it takes two to make a parent. It takes two. It's not just one parent or one. Unless you are a single parent, then go you. But that's why it's just 10 times harder, because it does take two to raise a child. And that's why it's just so much harder for single parents, because it's not a one person job. And that's why when you choose the wrong person, your kids can come out
it
pretty
can be
messed
bad.
up.
Exactly.
Your kids can come out
Yeah.
pretty messed
Like
up.
the
So
wrong person, broken relationship leads to the kids' broken relationship and just failure relationships and struggling
Commitment issues,
relationships.
like we talked about, commitment issues,
trauma is
like
real.
anxiety.
Trauma is real. Trauma is real. And
mental
everything
health.
that you do towards your children is going to impact their future. At the end of the day, you're raising a human. Everything that we learn, everything that helps us interact with other people, everything that we do is based off of the way that we were raised. And
you
that's
just want to
why
like
That's why I don't
just
believe in the term mini me's.
at the end of the day, all I want is my children to feel comfortable with me, to tell me like anything. Like, even though me and my mom are so close, there's some things I still feel like I can't fully explain to her
Facts.
because it's hard. But I don't know. I just like want my kids to feel completely open with me. Like, obviously the private stuff, but I just mean things that like you can talk about with your parent, that you should be able to talk about with your parent.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I feel like now we're at just like a stage in our life where it's like our parents realize they didn't do these things and they know it's too late. Like, my mom watches the podcast. She's probably going to watch this and be like, dang, let me call Hailey more and let me check on her more.
I love
And
you,
it's
Mom.
like, it's crazy because I just can't imagine ever growing up that way. And that sucks because it wouldn't have been bad to have, but I just want to make sure my kid knows that that's a possibility and that's like a way. Like, don't feel distant. I also kind of get scared of people who are like best friends with their mom. Like, that kind of thing scares me. It's like, chill out, weirdo, you're still a mom. Because sometimes it like oversteps and they become like the kid's best friend, and it's weird.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to the single mothers though. Y'all are always doing your best. I'll have to
Y'all,
say
and
that my mom
also-
was a good parent.
I don't want to be like a Ginny and Georgia though. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, yeah, like me and mom are like so close, but like
Never
not like
watched the
Ginny
show.
Georgia level.
Ginny and
But
Georgia do too much.
like
I don't even know
speaking,
the plot.
we will be talking about though, like also the appreciative side of mothers on our Mother's Day
yeah.
episode. Because I
Oh,
do
yeah,
have to say,
Mother's
like,
Day-
I love my mom so freaking much. Like,
yeah, and
it
on
hurts
that,
my heart.
if I didn't have the mom that I had growing up with all the things that I've endured, I quite literally would have been in a whole different route. The fact that I'm so driven and optimistic is because of my mother and because she was there the whole time. Like, if I grew up with just my father and like a terrible, shitty mom, oh my God, I would have been like broken, like the worst.
Hashtag
I-
appreciate moms.
I was cracked a little bit, but I can still put back the pieces thanks to my mother.
Yeah, let's start that hashtag. Appreciate moms.
Appreciate moms.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching this episode. I think it's important to look at things that are seen as negatives and turn them into positives, because at the end of the day, while we all went through all of that stuff, we're still amazing humans and we still are so happy to be where we are. I wouldn't have asked for it any other way.
No, yeah. Seriously.
Trauma's with me forever, but those moments were temporary. So I'm just so happy to be where I am today. So thank you guys
Exactly.
so much for watching this episode.
Yeah, love you so much. That was so aggressive. I'm sorry.
Jailah, like, I think Jailah's phone died or whatever she was on. Dang.
Rachel.
That's awkward.
We
Well, check
love
us out
y'all.
on TikTok,
See you next
Instagram.
week.
Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and our YouTube if you want to see our faces. Thank y'all so much for watching.
And remember,
Bye.
whatever you're going through is temporary.